make a motion. And the motion by Mr. Bryant, do I have a second? Second. Okay, I'll start the vote with Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Mr. Bryant.
Yes.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to ask each board member to certify, whereas the Carroll County Board of Supervisors convened a closed session this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and on a motion to close the meeting in accordance with the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, whereas Section 2.2-3711D of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the Board of Supervisors that such closed session was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. We went under Section 2.2-3711D under A1, A3, A7, and A29. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Carroll County Board of Supervisors hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act were heard, discussed, or considered in the closed session to which this certification applies, and only such business matters as were identified in the motion by which this closed session was convened or heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting to which this certification applies. I start certification with Mr. Bryant.
I so certify.
Mr. Collins.
I so certify.
Mr. Early.
I so certify.
Mr. Moore.
I so certify.
Mr. Horton.
I so certify.
And I so certify. And next on the agenda is invocation and pledge. I'll ask Mr. Collins lead invocation, if you will, and Mr. Early to do the pledge.
Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to be in this place to conduct the business of the county. We pray that you give us guidance and direction in all this done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda is the 6-year road plan public hearing, and I'll open the public hearing at 7:10.
Good evening. Thank you all for having us tonight.
Thank you.
This public hearing is being held in accordance with Section 33.2-331 of the Code of Virginia, which requires the Virginia Department of Transportation and the Carroll County Board of Supervisors to hold a joint public hearing with the purpose of receiving public comments on the proposed secondary six-year plan for the FY 26-27 through FY 31-32 and the secondary construction budget for FY 26-27. Copies of the proposed plans have been available for review at the County Administrator's Office. And we only have one person signed up tonight to make public comment.
Okay.
I can review the plan with you, or we can let them speak first, whichever you prefer. Excuse me?
Whichever you want to do.
Okay, we'll just let you go ahead and speak then. I have Laura Weeks to speak.
Okay.
Good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come stand before you. I am a fairly new resident to Carroll County. We moved in December of 2024 from Greensboro, North Carolina into Carroll County into Fancy Gap. And if you remember, and I'm sure you do, in the fall of 2024 was when the hurricane hit. And then the ice storm hit shortly after, and we were questioning our decision about moving to Carroll County. But our road is Spring Bud Road, and it took a lot of damage done to that road. Being new to living on a gravel road, I reached out to the Virginia DOT to see the proper channels and what options there were for our road. And while they have supplied additional gravel, more than once, I think 3 times since we've lived there, because it was washed out in a rainstorm when we had the flooding last summer as well, and washed out near the creek and actually had to shut the road down for a while. But they introduced me to the Rural Rustic Road program and said that that might be something that I wanted to pursue. And so that is what led me to research that program, the steps for that program, which led me to email you, now that I can put a face with a name, Mr. Collins, and he suggested that this meeting was being held and that I would make my voice heard tonight to let you know that the residents of Spring Bud and Spring Haven, which is a road off of Spring Bud, There is a total of 11 homes on that road. And it is about just a smidge over 8/10 of a mile from end to end. Anytime Chance's Creek in that area has road maintenance, our road is the alternate route for that too. So when they repaired the bridge last year and it was shut down for several months, we had an extreme amount of traffic back and forth. And it has been quite the dust cloud this spring. And so I just wanted to, I don't know what's expected of these meetings other than just to say we would really like your consideration for our road to be a part of that program. I know that not only would the homeowners benefit from it, but the other service members that travel that road, such as mail carriers, FedEx, Amazon, would also appreciate it. It is very rough and it is very steep on one end. So during bad weather, that makes it exceptionally hard getting in and out of the road. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever spoken publicly or at a board. So is there anything that I didn't say that you need to know or you want to hear from me?
No, I appreciate you coming and making it known, and it's on my list to ask to be put on the list. And
Okay.
that list gets long,
Sure.
and it's a process, but
Absolutely.
certainly on there.
And I will be happy to come back and present again until we get that accomplished. This is our choice of home for retirement. We moved here because my husband plans to retire next year, and we just love the area. So thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have 3 rural rustics that remain from our last approved plan, and those are in the process of getting environmental clearances. And of course, one of those we're still waiting on the parkway permit. That would be Misty Trail. That still includes Mill Creek and Lakeview Drive. We're waiting on environmental clearances from VDOT for those. And then we also have Groundhog Mountain Road as one of our priorities, which is also waiting on the permit from the parkway. And then we've added Route 826 Colonial Road, 842 Walker Drive, and 647 Pipestem this year. And both of those are getting environmental clearances also. And those are the ones we hope to work through. Those 6 are the ones that we hope to get accomplished this year.
Excuse me, did you say 608? Is that the one on Groundhog?
Groundhog is 633.
633.
Yes, sir.
If them don't get clearance, will some of the ones from next year bump up?
Yes, that's correct. So as you mentioned, this is a time for any of the citizens that want to add projects to mention those. And of course, I'm sure you all have had requests also, so this would be a good time to add those or to mention those. And then we'll review those and have something for you all to review next month at your next board meeting for approval.
Thank you.
I'd like to add Piney Fork to my district.
Piney Fork?
Yeah.
Do you know what that route number is?
I'm not sure.
I've got 4 that have been requested. Springbud is one of them.
Okay.
Blue Ridge School Road is one. Route 608 and Flint Hill in Canaan.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 2. The Sylvia Drive. Don't know, didn't show a road number, but it's Sylvia Drive, and then the unpaved portion of Porterfield Road, which is Route 739.
Okay.
I don't have any additions, but I do have a question concerning Route 675 Pilgrim's Trail.
Mhm.
Traffic count is 36, I believe. Is that correct?
I think so. Yes, sir.
And that was done in 2022. Could it be possible to get a more recent traffic count?
We could. Yes, sir.
I noticed there was the first road that did not get funding in 26-27, and it was also the costliest road to improve. It's about almost 2 miles, 1.9 miles. Is it possible to do a portion of it as opposed to the entire thing? And the reason I'm asking is there's a cattle operation out there, and they have large cattle trucks and trucks traveling on a gravel road very frequently, and it's on the side of 58 as opposed to 221.
Mhm.
So, that would probably be closer to a half a mile to do that.
So as you know, the lower the traffic count. If it's under 50, we
I
have
know.
to use the telefees, so that takes a longer time for that to accumulate, for that amount of money to
I
accumulate.
think that traffic count's dated.
But we can certainly do another traffic count. That's not a problem.
If you could, and
Yes, sir, we will.
and how do we go about just asking for a portion of that road?
Well, I think that we can do that. I mean, I think that we probably just need to identify that in the 6-year plan.
Okay, should wait
Break
until
that
we get a new traffic count?
I think I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
wait and see what the traffic count is.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else? All right. Again, we'll review these and we'll have comments for you, so you all can review it at the next board meeting. And here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll close the public hearing at 7:18. And next on the agenda is citizens' time. I don't have anyone that signed up. So we'll go to the next thing on the agenda is the minutes. I'll ask for approval of the minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Have a motion from Mr. Moore. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Collins. Any discussion? If not, I'll start the vote with Mr. Horton,
I vote yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Bryant,
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
And I vote yes. The next on the agenda is invoices. I'll entertain a motion to approve invoices.
Consent calendar.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Next on the agenda is consent calendar. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented in your.
I make that motion. We approve the consent calendar.
Okay, have a motion to approve the consent calendar. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. I'll start the voting with Mr. Bryant,
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
and I vote yes. The next on the agenda is the invoices. It's A, April 6, 2026, B, April 14, 2026, and C, April 21st, 2026. I will entertain a motion to approve those all together or separate.
I make a motion, we approve them all together.
Have a motion, Mr. Collins, to approve A, B, and C together. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Mr. Bryan. Any discussion? Start the vote with Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay, next on the agenda is new business. We have a subdivision agent request. Mr. Watson, if you want to talk about that, please.
Sure. In the recent several months, I think that a statement has changed so that you have a subdivision agent that approves subdivisions at a certain point, and Steve can probably address it a little better.
Yeah, the Code of Virginia changed. It used to be that subdivisions over a certain size under your ordinance would be reviewed by the Planning Commission, and the subdivision agent would review the smaller subdivision plats. Recent changes in the Code of Virginia no longer allow the Planning Commission to be the entity that reviews. So the board amended the ordinance a couple months ago to address that. So now the subdivision agent is the only entity or person that reviews and approves subdivision plats, and that can increase workload at times. And if the subdivision agent is out sick or on vacation, that can cause delays for citizens who are trying to get approvals. Your subdivision ordinance does allow you to designate another individual to review plats in the absence of the subdivision agent. And it is recommended that you designate the building official.
Okay, I do have a question. I know in the past they've done it before, and it was an assistant subdivision agent, so it would be only to sign in plans in place of the subdivision agent's absence. So wouldn't it be better to word as an assistant?
You could say you could adopt a motion that simply provides that the Carroll County Board of Supervisors hereby designates the Carroll County building official as the alternate subdivision agent to act in the absence of the subdivision agent.
And Ronald might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but at one time, was the county administrator allowed to sign a plat if you weren't in? It's never been anything like that.
Did you have a
Mr. Neiman, would you come up, please, so everybody can hear you? Thank you.
To answer the question Mr. Watson just asked, it's always been in the ordinance that well, initially it was just the planning commission. They were the only ones. And then when it was changed in 2009, the agent was allowed to review up to 4, and the planning commission anything over 4. And the agent was listed as the land use and planning coordinator, which it just at this time, has been me since 2009. And then we had the building official as an assistant. I was on vacation or out, whatnot. The ones in the past never would sign the plat unless I called and told them it was okay to do it. I still done all the review, and they, just would sign if I wasn't here.
I believe that's the similar to what we expect this time. It's just that it's something, if you're vacation for 2 weeks or something like that, some way of being able to
Around
help
the
in that
hospital
process.
like I was.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I just, something that you're very aware of how it works and the rules and those type of
I did use my phone from the hospital bed and review plats and let surveyors know what they needed to do. I try to keep it up as best I can, no matter what the circumstances are. Any questions?
You want to have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Neiman. Anyone want to make a motion?
This is the question. What are the qualifications for that person to do that?
Technically, you can designate someone and put them in that position. The qualifications should be that they're familiar with the subdivision ordinance, they're an employee of the county, and they exercise reasonable judgment.
I have 2 questions now. So anybody on the planning commission, are they paid stipend to serve on that board?
They are.
Is that classified as employee of the county?
In some contexts,
they're paid through accounts payable.
They're
paid through accounts payable, so they're not really. They're 1099 a contract,
right?
So
I was just thinking. I mean, to me, our building officials got a lot to do, and this is more in the wheelhouse of the planning commission. Somebody from that, if we disappoint somebody, but that's
the only reason why that was recommended, it can be any employee that or any person, I guess, that it's just that's who it was in the past. So
yeah, that's been your practice. I've never seen where a member of the planning commission was designated as the alternate agent. I have some concerns about that. If they approve or disapprove a plat,
right.
then it's appealed further. Would they be recusing themselves? I recommend keeping it to staff. And again, this is a This is your alternate position. This isn't primary duty.
Does that person, when they sign in Ronald's absence, do they have the same authority, and does it still have the same legal binding authority as if Ronald had signed it?
If you designate that person, you vest them with that authority.
And a correction to the planning commission, the only person who's not a 1099 employee is the person appointed by the board of supervisors, which happens to be me. Is Gary okay with doing that?
Very seldom has this ever been would be.
An issue, I know, but he has no problem with.
I didn't ask him.
What about the commissioner of revenue?
Actually, we'd have to ask him.
They're not county employees either.
Yeah, they're state employees. Would that cause a problem?
I wouldn't recommend it, Robert.
I'm done asking questions.
We don't have to appoint anybody to that position. It's just that if Ronald's on vacation for a week or two, then
To me, it would make more sense to the chairman of the planning commission or someone that's on the planning commission, but I understand what you're saying, but they've been doing it, most of them been there for a long time and see the plats, and, you know, the building inspector don't necessarily go to the meetings, of course, and know they know building code, but they don't know
In the way your ordinance is written, the subdivision agent can seek guidance and opinions from the planning commission. So they could always bring something to the planning commission, but it would be separate in a separate role. So you're not serving as subdivision agent, designee, and as a member of the planning commission.
Right. Okay.
So you're recommending do not appoint someone from the planning commission, is that right?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, maybe we need to table it for a month and talk about it, but it would behoove us to have a second person in that role.
Then a motion to table, Mr. Cole?
I'll make that motion. We table it for a month.
I got one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
Mike, would that be something you'd be interested to do? Is that too much?
it's not that much of a duty. I mean, it would be reviewing the ordinances, talking to the planning commission. If it was designated as my duty, then I would make sure it's right before it's done.
Okay. We'll table it. I just wanted to find that out first.
I have a motion to table, Mr. Collins. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, start the voting with Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. Bryant. Yes. Mr. Collins.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next on the agenda is opioid resolution. Mr. Durbin, if you want
Yes, Mr. Chairman. You have before you a proposed resolution to approve a settlement as to the 6 remnant manufacturers of opioids. This is a relatively small settlement. These manufacturers identified here, J.M. Smith, Louisiana Wholesale Drug Company, Morrison Dixon, North Carolina Mutual Wholesale Drug Company, and United Natural Foods. They're relatively minor players in this, but they have agreed through the efforts of Opioid Litigation Council to a nationwide settlement in this sum of $97,625,000. We divide that among the states and then the other localities in Virginia, even that it's a relatively minor sum, a few $1,000s, but it's a situation where the county would not pursue any of these defendants individually. Your Opioid Litigation Council recommends approval of settlement. I've reviewed the documents. I agree with the recommendation. In this vein, just to update the board, the new settlement reached a milestone at Dustaway, that's going to finally move forward, and that's multiple billions of dollars. But that has the paperwork has not been finalized yet. We expect that to have an action item for you on that in June or July.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
And motion by Mr. Early, do I have a second? Second by Mr. Collins. We'll start the vote with Mr. Bryant.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
And I vote yes. The next on the agenda is the property transfer, Civic League, Vaughn Civic League property. Mr. Watson, do you want to speak on this?
Yes, the Vaughn Civic League currently has the property located where we do the voting currently. They're no longer as active as they used to be, and they're on the point of dissolving. We have been in contact with them, and they are willing to transfer that property to the county. What that'll do is we'll have to invest some funds into it, but that'll allow us to keep the voting at that precinct.
Freeze.
At Freeze.
Yes. They had to drive across the river to vote out of their district in this
Yeah.
last election, so I think that's important. Do we
And
we need to vote on that, I guess.
and just I did have someone reach out, a couple people that were appreciative of us having that voting precinct still open, and reached out to me to make sure that we was going to continue to try to have that there. So,
Specifically, yes. Okay. And we need to vote on this, correct?
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just to approve receiving the property.
I'll entertain a motion to approve receiving the property for the Vaughn Civic League.
So much.
Have a motion by Mr. Bryant. To have a second.
Second.
Okay, second by Mr. Horton. I'll start the voting with Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Bryant,
Yes.
and I vote yes. And next on the agenda is the resolution for the New River Regional Water Authority. And I will let Mr. Watson.
Okay, what this is a resolution that's passed by Carroll County. We need resolutions from all three municipalities that participate with county, the town of Whitful, and us in order to look at refinancing. So we are in contact with Bond Council in order to possibly look at refinancing in the summer. What this allows us to do is go out for trying to refinance our debt to get a lower interest rate. So it's a benefit for all three municipalities. And if it comes back that the interest rate doesn't land where we want it to, then we don't have to accept it. So this is just a way to try to save some money with the debt that's on the New River Regional Water Plant.
How much debt and what's the interest?
I'd have to look it up. It's based on the original construction, but in order for it to be a good thing to do, it would be we need to get about 3%. So,
Mike, with the original bond was 10.94 million, and looks like the remaining principal is around 7.1.
that's correct.
And so you're looking to get 3% or less.
Than what we currently have.
And it's VRA. VRA usually gets much more attractive interest rates than what we can do individually. So I think there's a reasonable expectation it will be beneficial. But
And usually what they do is go out to the market 4 times a year. We decided not to do it now because the interest rates are lowered a little bit. So we're hoping that we'll get a little better interest rate on the summer sale. So
I'll entertain a motion to adopt the resolution for the New River Regional Water Authority.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Collins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I'll start the vote with Mr. Moore.
Yeah.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Bryant,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay, next on the agenda is old business. Does anyone have any old business?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to put Mr. Brown on the Solid Waste Authority.
I have a motion to put Mr. Bryant on the Solid Waste Authority, and he will be taking my place on there. They've resigned. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. I start the voting with Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Hurley,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. Bryant,
Abstain.
and I vote yes. Any more old business? Okay, if not, we'll go to board member comments, and I'm going to start with you, Mr. Horton.
I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to participate remotely tonight. Want to thank all the staff for everything you guys are doing to help us and help moving our county in the right direction. That's all I got tonight. I want to say thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Horton. Mr. Bryant?
I'd just like to thank the staff and thank the board here for everything they do. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Mr. Collins?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I've got one thing I want to bring to the attention of the board. There's an ongoing issue on a road in Cana, it's Farmbrook Road, where there is a recycling center that's there. I've been dealing with it for probably about 2 years. Citizens have been reaching out and talking about the problems, and I explain what that is. And I want to say up front that the issues that are there, I've reached out to VDOT locally, and they've always been more than willing to help do anything they can do, but they can't do enough. I know Virginia State Police has been contacted, and that has not brought any relief. Where they're bringing in loads, they're dropping screws and nails and metal that's puncturing tires of the homeowners that live on Farmbrook Road. I've got letters. There's probably a dozen homeowners that have sent letters, and I can email those and make them part of the minutes if we need to. There's two households together in 2 years have had 76 punctured tires. 76 punctured tires in two households in 2 years. Dozens of flat tires in almost every household that's on that road. And I didn't look to see exactly how many households are there. There's probably 25 houses down that road. VDOT has taken some kind of a magnet that they have on the bottom of a vehicle and swept through there and picked up nails and screws. Several of the residents that live on that road pick up nails and screws daily because of the issues that are there. I personally think that the problem is not coming when they come into the site. It's coming when they go in and unload, and what's laying in the bed of the truck ends up coming off in the roads. But I think at this point, it's a liability and an issue that we can't just ignore, that we need to reach out and get some help. So I've got a motion that I would like to make. I move that the Carroll County Board of Supervisors direct staff to work with VDOT and the Virginia State Police to immediately evaluate and enforce load securement laws on Farmbrook Road, engage with the owners of Four Seasons Recycling to establish a mandatory daily road cleanup with consideration for even twice daily if the traffic volume is high. Request that the county attorney review potential law enforcement options, including fines or penalties for improperly secured loads, contributing to the roadway hazards, and report back to this board in 30 days any solutions that they're able to find. I think we owe it to the citizens. I don't, it's astronomical, in my opinion. But that's my motion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Collins. I'll have a second on the motion.
Question, Mr. Chairman. Is that road specific, or could it also be applied to unsecured garbage heading to the landfill?
I don't know. I mean, that road itself only has that recycling center on it.
Yeah, but there's bags of trash that fall off cars and trucks everywhere around here. I mean, maybe that needs to be a separate motion. That's why I'm asking.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
That is another problem, I agree.
I apologize. I did receive a call from a person that lives on that street as well, and they're absolutely right. It might be something that we need to work with the attorney to look at as far as if there's a way installment. The problem with it is it's like a bag of trash. If you don't see it flying off or along for it, I mean, it's just like, and I understand. I had the conversation with a lady that called me as well, and I just, you know, I don't know the solution. I just don't know what the solution is. You know, other than it's going to be difficult for law enforcement to be there all the time to watch for it. You know,
And I don't pretend to know the solution.
yeah,
I just wonder if they had some kind of a magnet that could run over the beds of those trucks before they ever leave the property.
I have in history in the past where with this is going to sound bad, but with zoning, we had a nuisance ordinance, and I was able in a community, but I was able to stick an officer out there and stop vehicles that were going in and write tickets for unsecured loads and everything. And I was able to work out an agreement where they actually bought a street sweeper would sweep the streets for us. But you know, one, you don't have a property maintenance. It would take some investigation to see how we could fix this problem.
And that's all I'm asking in the motion is to investigate. Let's figure out something.
I could just jump in. I think the motion's well taken. I don't have any issues with that. But Mr. Collins, if you've got a little time afterwards, there might be a statute or two I could point out to you that might be helpful to the citizens.
Any more
Mr. Chairman,
discussion?
I'll second his motion. I'll second Mr. Collins' motion.
All right, thank you, Mr. Horton. We'll start the vote with Mr. Moore.
Yeah.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Collins.
Yes.
Mr. Bryant.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Anything
The
further?
only other thing I wanted to say is thank you to the county for putting on the fishing tournament at Cana Lake. We did that April the 11th, I believe it was, and there was probably about 150 people who came out. Not all of those fished. A lot of them were just watching the kids fish and have fun. And of course, there were kids and adults, but it was a great turnout. One of the best kept secrets we have in the county is the Levels Creek Lake. So appreciate the county doing that. A lot of fun. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Okay, I'll go to you, Mr. Early.
Well, I didn't have any comments until Mr. Watson mentioned the dirty word zoning, so I will address that. I am going through supervisor certification course in Richmond, and our current module is land use and planning. And most people probably don't realize that Carroll County is one of 8 counties out of 95 in the Commonwealth that do not have zoning. And one of the comments made there was, do you want someone else determining what your county looks like, or would you like to have a hand in that? And I think we need to start seriously considering zoning. The planning commission has written an ordinance, and I would like for it to start moving forward through the process of perhaps public awareness, training, let people know exactly the benefits of what zoning is, and then maybe one of these days it could come before this board and we could vote on it. The other thing is, I want to thank all those people that were involved. I know Mike and others in the county complex were involved with getting broadband brought to Carroll County. And I can tell you it's going to go. Buster's out in law for it. They're laying fiber miles at a time down every road. And it's about time. That was one of my highest priorities when I got on this board, was to make sure that everybody had access to high-speed internet. And I see that it's finally happening. So thank you, Mike. Thank you to the broadband committee for making it a priority. And I can't wait to have high-speed internet at my house. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Early. Mr. Moore.
Yeah, I'd like to thank staff for all they do. Thank Mike and Mr. Durbin, Ms. Bowman for all the hard work that they put in, and all the employees of the county, our EMS, fire and rescue, and our law enforcement officers. Just thankful for them, thankful for this board for all y'all do, and just like to thank these for coming by and continue to allow us to work to get some of these roads taken care of and get them paid. So,
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Since Mr. Early did bring up zoning, I'll have to ask Mr. Durbin. I'm getting several rumors on data centers in Carroll County. I know I've heard of about 6. There's nuclear, there's cannabis, is without zoning, can any of those things?
There's very little you can do without zoning. Data centers, there's really nothing you could do. Nuclear, the same. There is a statute that would allow you to place some limitations on the siting of cannabis facilities. You could adopt an ordinance standalone that would prohibit such facilities from locating, I think it's within 1,000 feet of a school or another cannabis related business. And it's specifically defined in the code what those cannabis oriented businesses are. And it may be, off the top of my head, I know it's schools, other such businesses. I think daycares are included. But I think that would still leave open a pretty vast portion of the county where that's unregulated. You're only getting 1,000 feet. So zoning is really your key tool to regulate stuff like that.
Okay. And I think the board, I mean, do we have a lot of data centers looking, Mr. Watson?
We have had quite a few inquiries for data centers, and I think as we go through the process of looking at these data centers, there needs to be some public education on these things because you hear a lot of the rumors and really when you start looking at these things, a lot of them don't use water. They do a self-heal system. Some of them make commitments to make sure that the investment in electricity is their expense instead of trying to pass it on someone else. There's legislation going through the General Assembly that does that. Data centers are high energy users, and they employ low-paid jobs. So I think that if that is a concern, then there might be a need to do some public outreach to try to explain some benefits. I don't think the one thing is it's not the infrastructure needs are a lot different now than what they were many years ago. So you might have a data center that will produce a revenue, tax revenue that might be able to keep the community the way you want it without the desire of having to raise taxes every year and the possibility of savings through lower tax rates or more expensive services. So there's a lot of discussion that needs to be had in order to look at those things.
Well, before the data center comes, I mean, is that something that will come before the board and so they can just pop up on tomorrow and we won't know about it?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, if I could clarify one statement I said with regard to nuclear, if it's going to be part of a public utility facility, then you would at least have 2232 review to make sure that it's in compliance with the comp plan. But if it's a private facility that's going to be supplying power to a data center or other on-site intensive use, you wouldn't necessarily be able to regulate that at all. So nuclear data centers, cannabis businesses, those things really, that's where zoning comes in.
All right. That's all I have. So, Mr. Watson, do you have any comments?
Nope.
Mr. Durbin?
No comments, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Have a motion from Mr. Moore to have a second.
Second.
Start the voting with Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Horton?
Yes.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
And I vote yes.